Hey guys, how's it going? For any of you who don't know me, my name is Paige Hayes, and I am the admin of the short-term rental and Airbnb furniture design group. I also am um, an interior designer, and I do short-term rental design specifically, and I also teach it to other people. So uh, this week I am doing a flash sale on my courses, and I I like recorded this whole video to show everybody everything here in StreamYard, and then it's my first time using it. Like, I don't do this all the time, so it just the audio didn't work. So I'm just gonna like wing it here on Facebook Live, and I don't know. We're gonna try it out, but I just wanted to show anybody who's interested around and show like what my courses actually provide, because I get a lot of questions like, does it have this? Does it have that? And it's so much. There's so much that I thought it would be really good to just like show everybody who's been wondering, and then also I am going to answer some frequently asked questions. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started here, and I'm gonna try to keep an eye like on comments and stuff, but again, like, this is my first time, so bear with me. I'm not a pro at this. Uh, Here we go though. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside the STR Design for Hosts library. So it's going to show you all the courses you have. If you were to use the flash sale pricing, then you will have all three of these, because the flash sale includes the STR Design for Hosts Masterclass, which is the complete program, and then it also includes the installation course and the smartphone photography course. I'm going to start out by showing kind of just like a tour through what you are going to see in the masterclass. The masterclass is like the most super intensive, the most super intensive course that there is, and it teaches you start to finish how to design a property that will stand out from the crowd and be unique no matter where it is, no matter the property, no matter the size. Like, this is how you do it. So what the course includes is you're going to, like, there's a whole welcome area, obviously, but the outline and the objectives are, it's going to teach you how to get organized, how to measure your space, create a story for your property, which is the baseline on how to get things to just, how to get your property to stand out from the crowd. How to determine your style, find concept pictures for each space that like embodies the story and then helps you pull everything together design-wise. How to plan your upgrades and amenities, how to create furniture layouts and plan your space. I also include my Google Sheet project tracking template that I use for all of my client projects, and it's a great resource because it lets you keep everything all in one place, and it's got like the furniture and decor tab, it's got a stocking items tab, it's got an upgrades amenities tab. It auto totals everything, and it also helps you with links for reordering, and just really a great resource to keep track of your project. And then, so you're going to learn, yeah, your space planning, and you're also going to learn my sourcing tricks and tips and how to create design boards and placing your orders, all the stocking items, and then getting you ready to install. And the SSUFF, SUF overview, that is the method that I am teaching, and that is how I can teach Airbnb design. That's how I can teach design, is because I'm not actually teaching design, I'm teaching a method. I'm teaching like a very like easy to follow series of steps, and it's the method that I use again for all of my projects. And SUF stands for story, style, upgrades, function, and fit. So it's this is exactly how the course is laid out into the SUF method. So first you start with organizing, and it's really just going to take you through the platforms that you're going to be using, getting you familiar with it. So like using the Google Sheet, getting a Pinterest account if you don't have one yet, Canva account, KuHome account. They're all platforms that are either free or very inexpensive or have a free trial. So you can use them without a significant added cost, but they are the way that you're going to kind of work through creating the design for your property. It's also going to teach you how to get dimensions, how to take them manually, or also how to get them remotely really easily. It's going to also take you through budgeting and how to stay on budget and budget tips and tricks and hacks. So that's just the organization section. The next part is story, and story is where we start on designing a property because it's the most important thing. The story of your property is going to attract your target guests. You're going to design for your target guests. Who are they? Why are they coming? What makes your property special? All of these things. There is, throughout this whole course, almost every lesson has a video and some written content that kind of explains it. And then there are also downloads in a number of the lessons. So you'll also find worksheets. Like here, we have the Finding Your Story worksheet. This is huge. This will really help you narrow down that target guest and kind of branding your property, designing for your guests and why they're going to be staying, how long, where they're coming from, why they're there, all these things, and it's going to set you up for success on your design. I cannot understate the value of the Finding Your Story worksheet and the Finding Your Story process. So once you go through that, I mean, there are also there are case studies here to help kind of give you examples on other people who have done it well and how they implemented the story in their design and the amenities that they give to their guests. And then also once you kind of write your own story, then it's going to tell you help on how you're going to implement that story. From there, you move into style, which is nailing down the style that you're going to be using for your property design. And you're going to pull together concepts for each space using Pinterest. And I'm going to guide you through exactly how to do that and then how to use those concepts to create your own unique design. And I also kind of do, that also includes like a list of style categories and kind of different concepts and inspiration to get you started. And there's a link to different Pinterest boards of concept photos that you can use to help with your inspiration. The next thing, once you have all your concepts pulled together, is the upgrades. And upgrades is amenities, basically. We're talking about property upgrades and property amenities. And why they are important to do right in the middle is because you want to be planning these into your design from the beginning. They should not be an afterthought. You should plan them into your budget. You should plan where they're going to go. You should plan them based on your target guests, based on your location, based on your story. So I'm going to help you do all of that. I'm also going to give you ideas for upgrades by room and just kind of different thoughts on what works and what doesn't, as well as property upgrades. And those are things like changing finishes, changing fixtures, creating feature walls, that kind of thing, and how to plan all of that before you actually start your full-on design. So once we tackle upgrades and amenities, then we move into function. And function is how your property is going to function, plain and simple. And it's going to... let's see. And so, yeah, function is where you're going to do your furniture layouts, and it's where you're going to do floor plans, and you're going to determine your max occupancy. We have a worksheet here to help you determine your max occupancy, because there's a ton of stuff there that it's not always quite as easy as it seems. Sorry, apparently I'm having issues here. Hold on one sec. Why is this not working? There we go. I don't know why it's not. I don't know what's happening. Um, huh. Okay. I think maybe we've got it. I don't know. Sorry, this is my first time. All right. I it doesn't say that we have any issues anymore. So I'm just gonna keep going here. Okay. Um, moving on. That was embarrassing. Thanks for bearing with me. Um, okay, so you're learning dimensions, measuring, budgeting, and then story, style, upgrades, function. You are going to make furniture layouts. And I know that sounds scary. I know it sounds like something that like maybe only pros would do, but it's important. And this is how you are going to be confident in what you order. So, and it's how you're going to avoid like the problem of thinking you have these great ideas for a space and then getting to install and realize that nothing you ordered actually fits. So, how you do it, it's very simple. The platform that I teach, like you just create an easy floor plan and it's going to build it automatically for you in 3D. You drag and drop furniture, you can change the sizes, you see what fits, and you can even check like wall art sizes, and it's really easy. And then at the end of that, like you are going to know exactly what is going to go where. You're going to have a complete list of the things that you need to order for the entire property and the sizes. And you're going to also, thanks to the style module, you're going to have a concept of the style and how you want it to look. So it's just about like building one step after another. The function module also includes function by space. So I'm going to basically give you all of the information on what rug sizes go with what beds, what clearances you need around the beds, like how much space you need for dining tables, and how many people can sit at different dining tables. So all these things that like you would wonder or you would get wrong or you would have to like Google a million times or ask in a million Facebook groups, it's all in one course and it's all laid out in the order you need to do it in. So it's just a really great way to move through the whole process. And once you have your furniture layouts and you know exactly what you're going to be needing to look for, then you start the fit section, which is actually looking for things and sourcing and making design boards and putting all that stuff together. So I also am going to walk you through how to source all those things and keywords to use and the best sales and the best places to find things at the best prices, and kind of my favorite go-to retailers for different categories of things like upholstered furniture or art or lamps. I'm going to tell you where I always look first for these items. And then I'm also going to chat about using discounted purchasing platforms and how you can save money that way, as well as when the best sales are throughout the year. So I actually my guarantee is that this course will save you more than twice what you spend on the course when you do your furnishing and sourcing and stocking. This course will save you more than double what you spend on it just by using the things that are taught here. So that's, I know, like a bold statement, but I've had enough people tell me that it's saved them that much that, yeah, I feel very confident in saying that. So you're going to learn sourcing, and you're also going to create design boards. Again, really easy. It's a really easy way to make sure that you know how everything's going to look together when the time comes. And you then take all these things that you've learned, you put everything into your Google Sheet, you place your orders. There's also a stocking tab on the Google Sheet, and it tells you exactly what you need to order for stocking, how many of those things you need to order based on your max occupancy. And so you place your orders, and you then are ready for install. So when you are ready for install, you can use the installation course. And the installation course is definitely more, I guess, abbreviated than the master class, but it's just basically like me sharing 10 years of career knowledge with you on how I've installed properties. And so it's going to tell you like the things you want to make sure to have with you, all these little things, so that you're not having to run to the hardware store like a million, billion, trillion times, and the things that make your life easier, like hacks, basically install hacks. And then it's going to tell you the order of install you should be doing. Like there is a process and a workflow that makes it easier and makes it take less time. It's going to tell you kind of how to schedule your install and kind of how much time to allow for different things. And then also it's going to help you with like organizing spaces and like how to set up a kitchen and where different things can go and in relation to other things. And it's just, again, like really helpful tips. I've put all this together after my own experience, as well as a lot of people asking me for this information. So it's also going to talk about hanging light fixtures and like how high pendant lights should be off of the counter, and hardware placement and art placement, and drapes, hanging drapes, and how to hang the rods, and how high they should be off the floor. Basically, it's just going to walk you through executing your design and doing it in a way that's going to save you time and stress. So that's the install course, yours free this week. The last course that's going to come is the short-term rental photography course. And it is going to teach you how to take your photos for your listing on your phone. You can 100% do that, 100%. And I am teaching you how in this course. I do it, and I've had a lot of students do it, and people do not know that they are not professional photos. They don't know. And if you have a great photographer, I'm not suggesting that you don't hire your great photographer, but the problem is that a lot of hosts actually don't have the budget for a photographer, or they don't have a photographer in their area, a good one, or they hire a photographer who says they're a short-term rental photographer, and then they don't get good pictures, and they're really disappointed in the outcome, because it turns out that this photographer was actually a real estate photographer, and the two are very, very different. So this course is going to cover that difference and how you photograph a short-term rental differently than you would a real estate listing or any other kind of photography. It's going to bring your story back into play, and you want to be telling your story through your photos, because we have that one chance to grab the guest's attention, and that's with our hero image. And so you want them to see that, your target guest, you want them to see that photo, click on your listing, and then they're going to look at the other photos first. That's exactly what they're going to do. So you need to make your photos stand out so that they have no reason to do anything else other than book your property. And that is what we teach in the iPhone photography course. You do not need to have an iPhone. It's called the iPhone photography course because I teach it on an iPhone, but we've had a lot of students come through who have been very successful on smartphones as well. So we are going to cover getting your property photo ready and all of the little things like making sure the toilet seats are closed and making sure things aren't wrinkly and, you know, making sure the windows are clean, that kind of thing. And it's once your property is ready for photos, then we're going to talk about how to hold your phone, like angles to get, how to adjust the light balance so that you get like a really nicely exposed inside outside thing, because that's huge in short-term rental photography. Then also we're going to talk about time of day that you're going to want to do it, setting up your shots, and we also are going to talk about how to get social media content and video while you're taking your photos for your property. So it really covers a lot. The next thing is there is a shot list, and it's a download, so it makes it easy to reference. There are a few downloads, again, a number of videos in this course. Almost all my courses have videos and downloads, worksheets, and then also written content if you're not like a huge video person, but a lot of it is video, kind of like tutorials. So yeah, shot lists are going to tell you like how many wide shots, how many detail shots, how many mid-range shots you need for each space. And then again, prepping everything to make sure that it all looks perfect. And then shooting for seasons and events. That's another one that it teaches that is really cool, because when you have the ability to take your own photos, you have the ability to change out your pictures way more often. Like we all know that Airbnb is putting a pretty heavy premium on people who rotate their photos frequently. So a great way to do that, you don't have to now like hire somebody to come out every time you add an amenity or every time you, want to change something seasonally. You can just take your own pictures and upload them. It's as easy as that. It's a great resource for that as well. The last thing this course teaches is editing. Editing is the most important part of this, because editing your photos is what takes them from looking like an iPhone photo into looking like a professional photo that literally people cannot tell that it's not professionally photographed. And so this teaches, again, like my very simple process for this. It's not difficult to learn, and it requires one app, a couple of downloads, and then 2 steps. Like it's a 2-step process essentially to make these photos just pop and look amazing. So that is what these 3 courses cover. And if you join this week, I think it's just today and tomorrow that are left. So if you join today or tomorrow, what you're going to get is you're going to get $700 off of the masterclass. The masterclass is usually $19.97. You're going to get $700 off of that. So that's going to be $12.97. And then the install course, free. The iPhone course, free. So it's just, I wanted to kind of give anybody who's been on the fence or kind of wondering about this, just a good way to get in and access it at a price that won't come around very often, because I don't do this hardly ever. So I won't be doing it again before the end of the year, if you are wondering. I'm going to go ahead and answer a few of the FAQs that I get a lot for, just about the courses and stuff like that. And the first one is, do I need a design background to move and go through these courses or be successful with them? And the answer is no, you do not. You don't need a design background. Honestly, you can do this whether you have a design background or whether you don't. So I've had a number of successful students that weren't designers. For instance, we had an engineer. She was an engineer. She had never done any design at all. And she took this course. And at the end of the course, like no joke, you wouldn't have known her property was not professionally designed. never designed anything before. Her property looked professionally designed. It was amazing. Um, and so if you are a designer, this is also very helpful because it's a great way to learn different techniques for virtual design. If you're in my virtual designers inner circle group, this is a great opportunity. I would definitely suggest taking this course if you want to learn my methods, because it takes you through start to finish, and it's can definitely supplement your design knowledge, but you do not need design knowledge to be successful with the course. So another question that I get a lot is, can I do this while I'm designing a property? And the answer is 100% yes. This course is actually made to be taken while designing a property. So you don't have to take the course and then design your property. Like there's no time lost. Like you just use this course and you move through each step of the course as you move through each step of the design of your property. So when you're done with the course, you're ready to install. That's how the course works. And um, it's I really tried hard to make it work that way so that people wouldn't feel like they have like a whole another burden added to them of having to learn this stuff. Another question is, how long does the course take? It really depends, again, how big your property is and how much time you are putting into taking the course. Um, so it can really, if you put a ton of time into it and just really dedicate your time to getting your property ready and designed, it could take like, I would say maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Or if you are not giving it quite as much time, then and you're just doing like a little bit, like a few times a week, then I would say maybe up to 6 weeks. Again, just 100% depends on the size of your property and how much time you put in. The last question that I usually get is, do I need to be local to my property to use this course and do this course? And that is a hard no. You do not need to be local. I do virtual design. I almost never actually see any of the properties that I design in person at all, and it's a very successful design method that I've created for this. So it works great if you are in person. You can still use it. It also works great if you've never seen the property at all. You will obviously need to make your plans for installing and having other people do that if you're not local to the property, but or you go out there yourself and do it and use the install course. But you do not need to be local to the property. One of the things that the course teaches is how to get your dimensions without being in person, how to get your dimensions remotely and get them easily. So once you have those, you're golden. You use your layouts and you use your floor plans, and then you build it from there, and you end up with something really amazing and beautiful, no matter what location it is. Again, no matter what type of property. You can reuse this over and over, and you get lifetime access to the course. So I will go ahead and put a link to the sale in the post when I share this, and I think it might have one on the video. I'm not 100% sure. Thanks for hanging in with me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or send me a message. And I appreciate you guys and hope this was helpful to you. And yeah, this is going on only today and tomorrow. So definitely get in on it, and talk to you soon.